This is my daily update for my build and public log. It's February 19th, 2025. This will be a short and sweet one. Not too much to show today, but yeah, I wasn't feeling very well yesterday. Not feeling well today either, and it turns out I had like a mild infection. Had to go get antibiotics even. So yeah, what can you do? You're sick, you're sick. But the show must go on, so here I am. So yeah, yesterday I did a lot of work getting all the data modeling done for the users, the agents, the runs, errors, user permissions, just setting that all up to, have tables and a little bit of real data, a little bit of seed data. So I did a little bit of wiring up to make that work, plus, put some seed data in there. A lot more work needs to be done there. Next, I want to do the user. I want to actually connect Clerk, get that set up right away. So, yeah, I can make a real dashboard. I want users to sign up, create API keys, and I want to get this thing launched as soon as possible. At least one very basic version of this up and running. So the metrics and all of that stuff, I'll have to come a little bit late. I shared a diagram of this in a previous video, how my roadmap where I want to get to, where, the agents run, they see their own errors, they even try to go suggest their own code changes to make it better, maybe even have roll out A/B testing to see which one works better, which version, I don't know. That's all going to have to come later. Right now, I want to get the MVP out there ASAP. People start hammering away. See, okay, well, I want this agent. I would use this if there was this agent, or give me feedback. Maybe they hate this and this is dumb and nobody wants to use this. The faster I know that, the faster I'll get to a successful idea. So, yeah, that's what's next. I'm not sure how much I'll get done today. I'm really not feeling great here. I managed to do some work on getting preparing for the big freelance project I'm gonna start working on tomorrow. So I did do some stuff for that. But all right, that's the update for today. Let's see about questions and comments. No questions or comments. Yeah, I didn't say too much the last day, so that's fair. But please, it would mean a lot if you could just drop a comment or like the video. It really helps the algorithm out. I know there's not much today, but especially when you do that back end work, what do you show? I do have a graph, but it's probably best they don't share that. That's a little too much to share. So I talk a lot about this, about security. You want to kind of give a little less info than is necessary. And that leads directly into my story for today, my random story for the day. I had to do a little bit of security training. If you're a software engineer, you work at software tech companies. A lot of companies do this now. You got to watch some videos or take a quiz or something. Good stuff. I definitely agree with whatever they tell you. I know a lot of people zone out and ignore it, but I do think it's good to actually review that stuff. It makes you think about a few things that you do. So I think it is good to pay attention to that stuff. But I've never worked at a place that's been catastrophically hacked. I know people who have, but they're people that don't work at software, real tech companies. So, they have kind of under budgeted IT teams, and it's not there's a big difference. There's a big leap between that, having an IT team, and a software company where everyone's pretty technical. And there's a dedicated CTO and a dedicated IT person. It's just different. Now, I'm not saying software companies don't get hacked. They don't get seriously owned. They do. But personally, I've never worked at a place that was catastrophically just owned. But I have seen huge system failures due to user error, like not an external threat, but an internal threat with the employees. I've seen some pretty funny ones actually, and one of the funniest ones, so classic. This is pretty. I don't even think this is a thing anymore. This is way back in the 2000s. Okay, so back then, we had this big system that everyone worked on, and individual people, like programmers like me at the time, you didn't program with there wasn't code that you pulled down locally and then you pushed up and then you deployed to a server. It was like a big hunkin' server that was on bare metal. So this was not AWS. Like the company, we had servers like at a real place. There was an ops CTO-ish kind of guy who ran everything. He was like, this guy's freakishly smart. Still is a really smart guy. Really, really smart guy. Kind of cold. I don't think he quite liked me, but I did one of those catastrophic mistakes. So he was kind of rough around the edges, but really smart guy. So he managed everything, and everything ran on one server. This was the 2000s, This wasn't a distributed system. The programmers had to code and live to the server. So you would make a change, and then on the server, you made the changes. You did it locally, but then you added it and ran it right on the server, kind of thing. Yeah, crazy. So one person was hacking around. He's a pretty smart guy. This guy's actually really smart. If you're not breaking shit, you're not pushing the envelope and trying hard enough, in my opinion. So he was trying to debug and play around with a feature in Python called raw input. And this is where you put it in the code, and the code kind of it's like a debugger statement. It kind of halts everything and just stops and just waits for input to continue running. So he put one of those in, and he was like, what's going on? How come it's not, why isn't it running? And he kept refreshing. So what happened was this guy, the ops CTO kind of guy, he had a terminal open somewhere where he was looking at all the things happening, and when it hit the raw input, it halted and waited for a response from that terminal. I don't know how this all happened, because it's kind of weird that they would do that, but I don't know what he was doing, but it stopped everything, and the entire system just kind of came to a halt, and everything stopped working, and there was a big panic. What is going on? And so nothing's working. The project managers were losing their minds, and we got escalated to him pretty quickly. And he worked in Europe. He worked far away. He worked a weird time zone, and I think someone had to get him up, out of bed, kind of thing. And he was hunting. He was like, what the fuck is going on? He was even freaking out. I don't know what's going on. This is really weird. Something's going crazy. But he's so smart, this guy. He nailed down the issue. Then he finally figured it out, and he sent an email to everyone who put a raw input and executed that live on the server. So funny. Everyone was, it was pretty funny. Everyone gave this guy such a hard time for that. That's an interesting one. That's one of the more interesting ones. One time I was trying to run a script on there, and this is why you don't have just one big server where all these junior programmers are running crap on there. That's everything was pretty sandbox, but yeah, very, very risky. And I was running a script and trying to get a script working, and I accidentally made a fork bomb. A fork bomb is what is a recursive loop that just goes and just starts, consuming resources and doesn't ever stop. Think a while loop, but on steroids, something worse. I don't know. I don't remember all the details now. It's been so long, but I did that one time, and that kind of made everything go down, but not like this one. This one was pretty big, and apparently, if he didn't have this terminal, it's weird to me how that happened, but who knows? This was all a custom system that this guy made himself. So, by the way, so who knows what hackery he had going on? But if he didn't have that terminal open somewhere, it wouldn't have stopped and waited for input. is apparently what happened. But yeah, classic. Security stuff just scares the hell out of me. I've switched to self-hosting everything, so it's quite, yeah, kind of keeps you up at night. Anyways, that's all I got for today. See y'all tomorrow.